Hello everybody, bonjour, welcome back to another video. I hope you're well, I hope you had a great week, and I hope you have an even better weekend. So today, I wanted to talk about something that again has been on my mind lately. Well, actually for quite some time. You're gonna notice the last few videos that I've been doing, pretty much everything that I talk about is stuff that I just think about all the time, if not often. Today's topic, something that I think many of us as artists wrestle with, but we don't always say out loud. And that something is, who am I really creating for? Is it for me? Or my grandma? My dog? My cat? For everybody else except myself? If I'm being honest, my answer has changed so many times over the years. Which was another reason why I kind of quit art. Now, in the background, you're going to see my webtoon that I have been on an indefinite hiatus from. It's called Unlike Me. You're just going to see the creation of my characters throughout the video. Just some character sheets and expression sheets. When I first started drawing as a kid, it was simple. I drew for the fun of it, for the colors, the shapes, the joy of watching something appear on paper that wasn't even there before. I loved playing with color theory, learning how reds and blues made purples. Back then, it was just for me. Of course, I would draw my pictures for my mom or my dad, friends, family, but there was no pressure. No audience, no expectations, just pure curiosity. As I grew older, I dove into fundamentals. I studied fine arts, I learned art history, I practiced sketching, painting, mixed media, photography, composition, perspective. You can't tell, right? And in that stage too, I was doing it for me, to get better, to learn, to grow. But adulthood really changed that. I went dark for a while, and when I picked art back up, it felt different. At first, I wanted to lose myself in it again, to dive deep into my own imagination, my own expression. But somewhere along the way, I noticed a shift. It wasn't about me anymore. It became about how people viewed my art, especially once I got more into social media. And that's when it started feeling flat, because I felt like I wasn't thinking for myself. I was always so busy doom scrolling, looking at other people's art, their progression, who they were when they first started and how they are now. And I thought to myself, I can't match up to that. Why am I not there yet? How am I not at this level, especially after all the years of experience that I have? I found out I just had the wrong approach to everything. I felt like I was slapping basic characters onto a digital canvas. A few lighting tricks, some color work, but there was no soul in what I was creating. There was no expression. Even now, I notice that I'm still kind of creating flat-looking characters, not enough life in their eyes. But I feel that I have dabbled more into different perspectives, different dynamic poses, just trying to push myself. Back then, it was like I was trying to check off boxes instead of telling a story. The real turning point came when I first started taking social media seriously. I'm not saying taking it seriously as in, oh, this is going to be my other source of income and be known. It was more of like a repository where I would put my art on there, maybe some tutorials, and whoever saw it could learn something from it. I told myself, okay, let's make YouTube videos. Let's post consistently. Let's ride this wave. Maybe you felt this too, that constant push to just keep up, to catch the trends, to be relevant. I thought I was grinding, to be honest. I thought I was building something. But the truth is, I was just chasing. And every time I tried to follow a trend, I would stop halfway. Because I'd see other people's takes and suddenly mine didn't feel good enough, relatable enough, fun enough. So I would quit. Again. These days, I've been forcing myself back to the basics. Back to cubes, cylinders, grids, back to patience. And there are moments where it feels right, where I'm proud of myself, where I tell myself, this may not be as good as so-and-so's work, but it's good enough for you. Keep it up. But then that voice sneaks back in, that gnawing feeling of, is this enough? Am I enough? And the cycle starts again. I've noticed it happens every month. I'll be on fire, posting, creating, feeling like I'm finally on the right track. And then I look at the engagement. Flatline. Then I start to wonder, am I even meant for this? Am I meant to have quote unquote success as an artist in this lifetime? And again, I don't mean success as in so many eyes are on my work, or I'm making money from this, or I'm world renowned, whatever. For me, success measures in different ways. I made children's books for people. I created a children's book for my mom. I illustrated the story she wrote about my niece. That's success to me because it's creating something that means something to someone. But, that thought of constantly wondering, am I meant to be creating in general? It's heavy and it chips away at you. But then there are days when I create something just for me. And I see it in the line work, in the details no one else will notice. I see myself in it. I see me. And that's when I remember why I started. So, let me ask you this. Who are you really creating for? And not just art. Could be music. Could be pottery, crocheting, anything. When you sit down with a blank page, is it for you? Is it for the algorithm, for strangers online, for approval you may never get? Be honest with yourself, because I had to be honest with me. Here's what I've learned. We will all lose ourselves in this at some point. We will all start creating for others, for likes, for commissions, for recognition. And don't get this the wrong way. There's no issue with creating to get likes, to get commissions. Hell yeah, you want to make that money for recognition. Absolutely. Because anything you create and put out into the world, that affects somebody. It affects somebody in a way that could really positively impact them, right? No matter how small it is. So of course, creating for others isn't a bad thing, but don't do it in a way where you're starving yourself creatively just to push things out that you don't genuinely care for. But this is part of the journey. But you don't have to stay there in that mindset of thinking you have to create just to create, always chasing that next high or trend. Or maybe this is going to be the video that goes viral. Every struggle, every comparison, every failed trend, it's a reminder, a lesson. Proof that we're still trying, still pushing, still growing. But above all, we have to be gentle with ourselves, patient with ourselves, kind to ourselves. Because at the end of the day, your art is yours. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking. It doesn't have to be the next big trend. It just has to be you. So create for yourself first. The world can wait. If you're in that place right now, caught between creating for others and losing yourself, I want you to remember, you are not alone. Take it as a lesson. Take it as proof that you're still in the fight. And the fact that you're still here, still creating, even when it feels impossible, that already means something. Your art matters. You matter. So keep going. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Who do you create for?